2 days back, actually, someone joined here, and she is from Andhra Pradesh. So her native language is Telugu,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows Hindi, a little bit Hindi, English, and her mother tongue. And here people actually use Bengali,
Okay.
so it's difficult for her to understand. But she has to stay for a long time because she has just joined, and it's mandatory for her to actually learn the language so that she can communicate with others, because that's what
Especially the
she has
clients.
to do. I used to not eat many junk food. My mother used to prepare whatever I wanted to eat, so the food was healthy, and I used to eat a lot of vegetables also, vegetables and boiled fruit. No, not fruit. Boiled vegetables, not the fried ones, but most of the time I used to eat boiled ones.
Like boiled
So that
potatoes,
is,
boiled carrots.
yeah, yes. So that is healthy actually for our health. But when I moved out, then I had no option because I didn't know how to cook, and we didn't have the provision to cook also in the hostel. So
Oh,
that is actually the main reason why I really want to like explore different culture, especially like Punjabis, Sikhs, Christians also. I
mm.
really like to attend a Christian wedding. So
Have you ever attended?
no, I don't have any Christian friends.
Hi there.
Hi, hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm also pretty well.
Okay, that's great to see you. All right. How is your kid doing?
Yeah, he's doing pretty well.
That's nice to know. All right. So, Jaya, it's been pretty long since we last saw each other. How is everything else?
Yeah,
How's your work doing? How is your family?
my family is fine. Work life has been hectic.
Okay, yes, managing the baby and sometimes taking care of the work, it might be a little difficult, isn't it? Especially, how
Yeah,
old is the baby right now?
14 months.
Okay, so he will always crave for that attention from dad and mom, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. And when we come back from office, he becomes restless. Like, yeah, he tries to spend as much time with us as possible, and it's like my mom says that it's difficult to handle him when you guys are here, because during
Okay.
the day he is pretty much like whatever you tell him, he's doing the same thing. But when we come back, he doesn't listen to anybody, and he wants to like go here and there, play with the things that we do not want him to play with, like
Oh,
that might hurt him. So he tries to do those things more and more. I think it's another way for him to gain attention from us.
yes, yes. And he's too excited to see both of you. That's also there,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yes.
Okay, all right. So, Jaya, our discussion for today is on the topic cultural shock.
Yeah.
Okay. So firstly, before I ask you about your experiences on this topic, can you tell me what do you understand by it?
So cultural shock means to experience another culture
Mm-hmm.
that is different from the culture that you have seen all your life, like whatever your mom and dad or your family has been doing. So when you go to a new place, especially like out of city or maybe out of country, then you can experience another culture and the tradition,
Right.
attire, language. So everything is different. So I think this is called cultural shock.
Yes. So whenever you visit a whole different place, right, where adaptation of a culture which you will have to see and go through. There might be differences whenever probably the way you say things. I've noticed this particular aspect. So whenever you go to the southern part of India, the way people talk is a bit more softer. But in Delhi, people are loved, isn't it? So I used
Yeah,
to think at first, okay, they're being rude, but then that was not the case. That because that is how they show their affection, that is how they show their love. There is a lot of even in events and programs, there's a lot of cheering, there's a lot of loudness and everything. So that was quite different
yeah.
for me. So do you have an experience for cultural shock that ever occurred to you?
No, because I haven't been outside West Bengal.
Hmm.
So the cultural shock has never been experienced by me so
Has never
far.
occurred to me.
has never occurred to me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love to explore different aspect of like different aspect of everything,
Hmm.
be it language, be it tradition, be it culture, be it food, different cuisines. I love to explore. I love to experience all this. But unfortunately or fortunately, I have never been to other places.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you use internet, isn't it? So you might
Yeah,
go through social media, or when it comes to watching movies. Have you ever seen a particular country or a particular culture that is being followed in a place that really shook you?
that really shook me in the sense like negative sense or
Negative or surprised you? Any of that? Shocked or surprised
so,
you?
yeah, actually I heard like yeah, so I read somewhere about some traditions that has been followed in Nagaland or something like that. So I didn't find that um, good. So
Okay.
yeah, there are many traditions that the earlier generation used to follow, and that has been transported to the young generations as well,
Hmm.
because I do not find any um, scientific evidence of doing those kind of things. So that is why maybe it is pretty unusual for me. But I think they have their own reasons and like prejudices because of why they follow certain things.
Yes. Okay. Instead of saying transported, you can say something that you take away. Okay, for
Take away.
example, older traditions, we tend to learn or we tend to inculcate certain practices of that, isn't it? Even I believe there are so many communities in India which still follows the marriage within their own community, right? That is very much evident.
Yeah.
That can be seen. So a person who actually comes from a western country would be very much surprised. They would rationalize it and say it's love that matters. Okay, it's not the community or the religion which dictates it, isn't it? So that would be there.
Yeah. Yes.
Which one particular country which really surprised me, right, me was when I was living in the Middle East. So there's this particular GCC country called Saudi Arabia. So they didn't get women's the women over there didn't get the driver's license till
Oh.
I believe 20. They got it only in their post 2000s. Okay, so it was very shocking for me because the country where I was living, it was always free, and the dressing was what you like to wear. You can wear you can practice your religion, but in Saudi Arabia, it wasn't like that. So that really surprised me.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So those are things, and whenever we live in a country such as those, we'll also have to adjust and adapt to the changes because for them that's very normal, isn't it?
Yes. And if
But
you are to stay there for a long period of time because of work or something, then you have to adapt.
yes,
Like
yes,
there is
and
no other choice.
there's no other choice.
So
If
one
it's
thing I want to say here is that so I work in an organization, and so 2 days back, actually someone joined here, and she is from Andhra Pradesh. So her native language is Telugu,
Mhm.
and she knows Hindi, a little bit Hindi, English, and her mother tongue. And here people actually use Bengali.
Okay.
So it's difficult for her to understand. But she has to stay for a long time because she has just joined, and it's mandatory for her to actually learn the language so that she can communicate with others because that's what
Especially the
she has
clients.
to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are actually trying to make her learn the language, and I also learned like 2 3 things from her. Like I learned 2 3 words of Telugu. So,
Okay. And
yeah.
how did she find learning Bengali?
Yeah, I know first. So yesterday she was telling me that see, I think that Bengali is a very hard language because I am not able to understand anything that you guys are like talking with each other. So because when we speak with our friends or colleagues, we tend to speak a little faster. But
Hmm.
when I make another person learn the language, then that time I have to speak a little slower so that she can understand each and every word, and then
Hmm.
she can speak the sentence. So Now actually we are doing the thing, so it's intimidating for her actually. But
But
it's
I'm
nice
glad.
to learn a new language.
Yes, and I'm glad that you all are helping her out too. I mean, that is very beautiful. She got really great
Yeah.
colleagues.
Yes, yes, we are.
Okay. All throughout your childhood and your working period, have you ever at least switched cities?
Yeah, I switched cities. I moved from my hometown. I migrated from my hometown to Kolkata. Kolkata is a big city, metro city,
Mm-hmm.
and my
And your
hometown was a
hometown
small
was?
town.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
small town. Yeah.
Right. And what about at the time? How did you notice any changes, at least in food? Were there any major changes?
No, it's like same, pretty much the same. And because I used to live in hostel, and food in hostels are like worse.
Okay.
So yeah, so most of the time we used to order from outside, or because that time na I used to eat a lot of junk food,
Right.
street food, and because of that my health was also not very well at that time. So so till the time I used to live in my home, live at my home, that time I used to not eat many junk food. My mother used to prepare whatever I wanted to eat. So the food was healthy, and I used to eat a lot of vegetables also, vegetables and boiled fruit. No, not fruit. Boiled vegetables, not the fried ones, but most of the time I used to eat boiled ones.
Like boiled
So that
potatoes,
is,
boiled carrots.
yeah, yes. So that is healthy actually for our health. But when I moved out, then I had no option because I didn't know how to cook, and we didn't have the provision to cook also in the hostel. So junk food, because junk food is tasty and easily available whenever
Very
you're out. You
easily.
have, yeah, so mouth watering dishes.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
believe
it's
so. A change that you had from homemade food that you switched to junk food, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. And are you much of a person who likes exploring various cultures?
Yes, yes. So I used to, when I was in college, I used to think that I would do a job for which I have to move in various states,
Okay.
but that didn't happen. So
So that means you can do a lot of exploration, isn't it?
yeah, yes, yes. Because
And
when I was in school, that time I used to watch a lot of daily soap
okay, okay.
in TV, like ZTV, Sony TV. So I used to watch a lot of Balaji Telefilms, daily soaps, and there actually, like it's the set, the way they used to dress, so everything was so expensive and eye catchy. So I
Hmm.
used to get fascinated by those kind of lifestyle. So
Oh,
that is actually the main reason why I really want to like explore different culture, especially like Punjabis, Sikhs, Christians also. I
mm.
really like to attend a Christian wedding. So
Have you ever attended?
no, I don't have any Christian friends.
Okay. But Kolkata, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of churches, and I mean, if that's there, isn't it? Isn't it there? S-
Yes, yes, yes,
Kolkata is very famous for that.
absolutely.
Okay. So, Jaya, do you always feel, or at least sometimes, do you feel like people they should leave their comfort zone at least once in their lifetime? What do you think about that?
Yeah, yes, yes. Because
And
sometimes when you are doing the same thing on a daily basis, it becomes
monotonous,
mundane,
mundane,
monotonous. Yeah,
monotonous.
monotonous. And so for me, actually, what I believe is that when you are satisfied with whatever you have, that is your biggest mistake. Because
Oh,
life can change at any time, and
true.
you cannot plan life because
Yes.
it's uncertain. So you have to be like, you have to be ready always to learn new things, to grab any opportunities that comes your way, any opportunity that comes your way. You have to be ready. And if you're not, if you restrict yourself somehow, then it's not going to help you in the long run.
And
Because
I believe,
nowadays,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yes.
Go on.
Nowadays also the AI is coming,
Mhm.
and like in my case, I think the effect will come much later. But in IT industry, people are already experiencing the change. So because many researches have been going on, so any new thing will demand new skills from you. So I
True.
think that is why.
Yes, not just that. I believe very recently a friend of mine he got laid off from his work, and then he has been working in that organization for almost 3 to 4 years. So when that happened, the very first thing that he told was, "I never expected that it would happen. I was too much in my comfort zone." So isn't it? So you don't try, and you always think, "Okay, I'll always be there. I don't have to do anything more than that." And the very fact that you are in a position where you feel too comfortable, then when something like this occurs to you or happens to you, there is nothing you can do about it, right? You won't be able to see about the things or do about or practice yourself in all those aspects, and even you won't know how to deal with it, and that can
Absolutely.
become a factor, a problem for you later on.
Yes, because it's really important for you to be able to deal any kind of problem that might come.
And
And when
challenges.
you are and challenges, yes. And when you are too much comfortable in your in your
Zone.
surrounding, in your zone, then it's like it hits you really hard and you become perplexed. Like, what am I going to do now?
Right.
Because I have never thought of that.
Very
So,
true. Whereas if we keep challenging ourselves each and every time, isn't it? That itself shows a factor that, okay, I'm looking forward for more opportunities. I'm not going to stick in this position for a long time. I will keep thriving, I'll keep improving. Because obviously, when you start off somewhere, if I've been working with an organization for 3 years and I think about switching, obviously somewhere it will affect me. Okay, I know how the company works, I know how the structuring works, the people know me, so leaving that somewhere it will strike me like, oh, how will I be able to manage myself? But it's always that you take the hard step. Whatever happens, you must take the initiative that you will do it the hard way, then automatically you will be able to be better at it, isn't it?
yeah, yes, yes, absolutely. Yes. And now I think I take the way that, whenever I feel like, oh, this thing is new for me and I don't know how to do it because I have never done that before. So instead of thinking that, I switched my mind instantly by saying that, oh, it's a new thing and I have to do it. I have to know that what is there to, because what is there that people are talking so much about it, that it's a new thing and how am I going to complete this task. So
Yes.
just go into the process and then things will automatically fall in place.
Yes, that's very true. I believe it's always the anxiousness or the confused
Yeah.
state that makes you think, okay, let's not try it. I'm pretty scared. I'm pretty fearful. But once you get very much accustomed to the discomfort, then the amount of benefits it can reap you, it's actually plenty, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. Jay, another discussion that I want to have with you is in terms of career, right? Whenever individuals right now, as you are also very much aware of recession taking place, and there are many employees who are ready to work for half the salary. So, for example, both of us are there, and you are earning amount of 50,000 for the work that you are doing, and I am a fresh graduate, and I'm willing to do the same work for 30K. Okay, and obviously, since I am just new, there are so many benefits which I can't avail, but which you will be able to avail. So the company might be okay. Let's just give the position to Anne, isn't it? And this has been taking place a lot in the Department of Software and IT. So what do you have to tell about that?
I think it's there in every field, not in IT, but I am in a government sector. Here also we have experienced the same thing. And because of that, actually the workload is huge. Like we have
Okay.
very few people to do a certain task. So earlier it used to be like 10, 12 people used to do one particular task, and now it has reduced to like 3 or 4 people maybe.
Hmm.
So the workload has increased, and so now I think, because I have been into this industry for more than 6 years, so now I really want to like I really want to work in other areas also. Like
Right.
I I have my expertise in certain work, but in other work I do not know much because I don't do that. So I really want to explore that areas, but it's difficult. Like you have a routine, you have a particular task allotted to you, and doing the task it takes like a day. And after that, like after completing your allotted task, if you even if you want to like do the other work, I think it like it becomes
It
what should
drains
I
your
say?
energy, isn't it? And you won't have that in you to
Yeah,
even work that much.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's probably one of the reason why many people do not try to do work other than their allotted work, because it
Okay.
also takes a lot of time, and nobody wants to stay in the office for like more than 9 10 hours.
Definitely. That's very true. And that is one of the reasons why people switch. Since you're working in the
Yeah,
government sector, I don't think the online work isn't that much introduced. You will have to go to the office to work,
yeah,
isn't it? But one of the reasons why people choose private sector is also because the time shifts that they can do, the options that are available over there. But even with the options right now, I believe the increasing of firing individuals are also really high. That is something
yeah.
many worry about. Correct.
Yes, yes,
That is
absolutely.
it.
Because for them, it's difficult for them to plan to make their retirement plan as well,
Right.
because
That
they
is
don't know when they are going to be sacked.
very true. And retirement plan is something that all of us have to make sure that we are keeping an eye on, because once you lose your job, it will take a good amount of time for you to find another work, isn't it? So at
Yeah,
that
and
time,
when you
whatever.
have a family, you have a
Yes.
family to feed. You have children. So at that time, if you lose your job, then I think it's the worst thing that can happen to anyone.
Right. That is true. That's absolutely true, because there are people dependent on you, isn't it?
Yeah,
That is very much there. Okay, so Jaya, I must say, good conversation today. Okay, good flow of words, good emphasis on your structuring. You can work a little more on your hand gestures. Okay, so make sure that you focus on that. Yes, don't overdo it. Do that. Other than that, I want to ask, do you watch any Hollywood series, or do you watch any of that?
yeah. I used to, but now I don't have time. But I
Okay.
love to watch. Yeah,
Okay. So whenever you get time, make sure that you engage yourself watching CNN News or BBC. Go with
yeah,
international news channel, because you are very good at speaking right now. Okay. So whenever you go opt for platforms such as CNN or BBC, that will actually higher up your level even without you realizing it. The vocab that you get, the gestures, the facial expressions that you see, right? It will definitely higher up the way you are also speaking. So keep challenging yourself even in that particular aspect. Okay, that would really involve. And not just that, since I get it, in your workplace mostly people speak in Bengali or the native language, have a keep make a note of it, that you actually practice in English to your colleagues. Because the 25 minutes of conversation that you have with the tutors over here, even beyond that, if you are trying to talk with your colleagues about a daily task, okay, how are your family, how are your kids, all of these, right? How they respond, how you react, or how you respond, all of this plays a factor in your conversation. So make sure even that is included whenever you speak. Okay, slowly, slowly, in a way, you will actually be able to get words quicker, the phrases quicker. So that will also really benefit you. Okay, Jaya?
yes.
Okay. Now, do you have any questions for me?
No,
Okay. So, what are you planning to do for the rest of the evening now? I believe
no.
your
I'm
baby's
going to.
crying over there.
Yeah, I'm going to go and play with him.
Lovely, lovely. Okay. When does his preschool start? When he's 4 years old, is it?
No, maybe after 3, 3.5.
3.5. So, does he go for
Yeah.
nursery right now, or is it just your mom taking care?
No, no, no. No nursery. Only we are taking care of him. Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Good.
sing for him. Like I sing different rhymes for him, and he
Okay.
dances. So we do this activity every day.
What was his first word?
What?
What was his first word?
Uh, his first word, I think, Dada, like
Dada. Oh,
Tata or Dada, something like that.
everyone gets
And
excited about the first word, isn't it?
yeah, then he
Hmm.
said, Mama one day, like not
Okay.
Mama, like in his way,
Yes, yes.
Dada. And right now, because it's the season of mangoes, and he loves to eat mangoes. So now in Bengali, we say mango means am. So when
Okay.
so when we ask him that what are you having, even if he does not have like mango, he says because it's easy
Oh,
to pronounce. So
yeah. That's
like
very
this.
lovely, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's very nice to have a baby around. Gets all the attention, isn't it?
Yeah, but one day, actually yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday, he was out with my father,
Okay.
and my mom and I were having a discussion. And then suddenly I realized, like, I felt so calm and peaceful, and I was, discussing something really important with my mother. And then I realized, no, I have a baby, and my baby is out. So whenever he comes, like, this peace is going to, like, I will not have any peace in my life.
Okay.
So it's a different kind of a feeling, actually.
Mixed emotions, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Because he is always around me, and earlier it used to not like that. So
It
I
used to
used
not
to
be like
sit
that.
and see whatever I watch, whatever video I wanted to, whatever movies I wanted to, and now, like, I cannot even think of watching it because baby will come and look at the screen like this.
Yes, that can also be there, isn't it? But
Yeah,
when once he starts nursery, I believe he would sleep off by that time.
yeah. I hope to come. I hope to I hope the day comes soon.
Okay, okay. All right. Anyway, Jaya, it was lovely talking to you. I hope to
Same
teach you
here, ma'am.
soon. Till then,
Yeah,
take care. Have a lovely evening.
same here.